My in-laws left my 4-year-old son home alone. Everyone in my life is telling me that I'm completely overreacting about this situation, but I don't think I am at all. I actually think I'm underreacting. I've never necessarily had any issues with my in-laws, but they are very much my way or the highway, and this has especially become apparent since I had my son, and they just do not respect any of my parenting choices. For example, I really didn't want to introduce my son to fast food when he was young, but they went behind my back and bought him a Happy Meal. Again, not like the biggest deal in the world, but I was like, he's not your son. Like, respect my parenting choices, please. These little things were just annoying. They were never doing anything that made me feel unsafe leaving my son in their care. Starting last year, every month or so, my son would have a sleepover at his grandparents' house. He absolutely loves being with them. They love seeing him and spending time with him, and my husband and I get a date night, so it ended up always working out. Yesterday morning, it was time for me to go and pick up my son from my in-laws' house, and I give them a call to let them know that I'll be there in about 30 minutes. And that's when my mother-in-law says, well, we're actually on our way out, and your son doesn't want to put his shoes on, so we're just going to leave him here, keep the door unlocked, and you can just come in and get him. I truly, at my core, thought she was joking because he's 4 years old. You're going to leave him alone? And I started laughing. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll be there soon. She's like, no, I'm not kidding. Just come in. We won't be there, but you can just grab him. Okay. No. I spelled it out for her. I said, listen, we have two options here. One, you can wait literally 30 minutes for me to come and get my son. Or two, you can pick him up, shoes or no shoes, put him in the car, take him wherever you're going, and I'll meet y'all there and I'll get him from there. But what you're not going to do is leave my son home alone. My 4-year-old son. My mother-in-law just grumbles on the phone. Okay, well, whatever. Be here in 30 minutes and just hangs up on me. And I think that is that. I just know I'm going to complain to my husband about it when I get home, but I don't think it's going to be an actual issue until I get a call from her 10 minutes later. My mother-in-law has the audacity to say in the cheeriest voice, okay, we're actually on our way to brunch right now, but your son's fine. We just left him at home. He's on the couch watching cartoons. Just let us know when you pick him up. I could not believe it. I was floored. I saw red in that moment, and I start going off on her at the phone. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean my son is home alone right now? Didn't I just tell you, do not leave my son alone? And she's downplaying it. She was like, oh my gosh, you're overreacting. We have a Ring camera. So if anybody was to get into the house, we would know. Okay, what? So you see somebody coming into the house to kidnap my son on the Ring camera? What are you going to do? You're at brunch. You're elbows deep in some pancakes. You can't save him. Also, he could fully just walk out of the house. He's tall enough to reach the door handles. So what if he decided that he just wanted to walk outside by himself? Or what if he got hurt? Or started choking on food? There's so many things that could happen. He's 4 years old. You cannot leave him unattended. At this point, I'm actually screaming on the phone. I'm still 20 minutes away from my son right now, and they're only 5. And I tell her that if she doesn't turn around the car right now and then send me a photo to prove that she's home with my son, I'm going to call the police on her. And she knew I was serious. Apparently, my son's safety wasn't going to cause her to turn the car around, but the threat of me calling the cops on her did. So they did turn the car around and went back home to be with my son as they should have been. So he was only by himself for 5 to 10 minutes, but that's 5 to 10 minutes too long. I get there in record time, immediately grab my son and go home. I didn't even look at my in-laws. I couldn't even believe what they did. That was absolutely so insane to me and so irresponsible. When I got home, I told my husband that there was no way that his parents were ever gonna be with our son unsupervised again, because if they did this, what else are they doing that we don't know about that's putting our son in danger? Silly me, I thought that my husband would agree with me and see that this was actually detrimental to our son's safety, but instead he's saying that I'm overreacting and that this was just a one-time event, they made a mistake, he would have been fine, I just need to get over it. And I saw in a text that my mother-in-law sent to my husband that she was referring to me as a crazy helicopter parent. I'm sorry, since when does not wanting your 4-year-old to be unattended a helicopter parent? I just want him to be safe. I think I'm completely in the right for making it a rule that my in-laws can now only see my son if my husband and I are with them. But my husband and my in-laws think this is absolutely ridiculous. So let me know what you think.
Okay, I feel like sharing the story of how I got single white femaled. So I have a public Instagram. I have like over 2,000 followers. I've had that for quite a few years. And I used to have an ex-boyfriend. We broke up over 2 years ago, but I would obviously post them. We lived together. We're obviously very serious. We got a dog together, all that. Fast forward 2 years, we broke up, whatever. About a year goes by. I don't have him on any social media. And we're like both dating other people, seeing other people, whatever. I'm at my friend's house like about a year after we break up. I'm like, oh, let me just go on your Facebook so I can like creep him to see like what he's up to. So I'm creeping him. Mind you, I haven't seen any of his social media posts for over a year. I'm like scrolling down, and this was in about March, and then I in post from about December, and I see that he's had went away on a trip with a girl. So they're obviously like dating and whatever. I'm like, oh, that girl looks like kind of familiar, but I couldn't really place her because I just know kind of so many people. I work in fitness studio, so I just meet a lot of people. So I just thought maybe I just had seen her somewhere, whatever. Rewind back to around December. So to note, that was when the post had, that's when they went on their trip. So they were obviously dating in the December. Rewind to that. There was a girl who had joined my online studio. I have like an online Pilates studio with on-demand classes. So she had joined. So this is a random girl I haven't met. She had joined. She was messaging me all the time. She has her own small business in the city that I live in, but she doesn't post herself. Like she just posts about her business and whatever. I'm not going to say her business in case anybody knows me who's watching this, and you guys can find out. So she was messaging me all the time. She was like replying to my stories saying like, you're so beautiful. I love your classes. I tell all my clients about your classes. Like I'm just obsessed with them, blah, blah, whatever. I obviously am so thankful. I'm really nice to like every single member. She's asked me all these questions like about my life and whatever. And I'm just answering them like totally normal. And I had went to her for a service. Again, I don't want to maybe share her service, but I went to her for a service. I end up for the service, you need to be like naked in your underwear or wearing nothing. I think I went wearing nothing. So whatever. Again, I had met her. So fast forward like 4 months later, 3 months later, when I'm creeping my ex-boyfriend, clued in that was the girl that my ex-boyfriend was dating. So during that time where she was messaging me a lot, she was dating my ex-boyfriend. So when she's doing my online classes that were filmed at my ex-boyfriend's house, she was in that house because he still lives there. Well, I think he did at that time. He still lived there. So she was there messaging me all the time, knowing that she's dating my ex-boyfriend. This whole time, I obviously had no idea. I honestly doubt that he even knows. I bet they're broken up at this point, or they're not together anymore. But I bet he didn't know either, and he would be really weirded out. And so I went back to my messages with that girl because they're still on my Instagram, and she had stopped messaging me. I'm assuming once they broke up, she like didn't care to message me anymore. The last message she had, like major message she had sent me, was she asked me about a solo trip that I took with my dog after my breakup with that guy, because she was going through something and also wanted to take a solo trip with her dog. So, like, I had seriously dated this man. Obviously, we lived together, had a dog, yada, yada. And she was, I'm assuming, just seeing him for a few months. And she wanted to do, like, pretty much the exact same trip that I wanted to do. So I went to North Carolina. She said she wanted to go to South Carolina. And I was telling her, like, all about my trip and how I did it, whatever. Because she ended things, or I'm assuming he ended things with her, from the same guy. So I was, like, really so fucking weirded out after I found that out. Because you feel like single white female. Like, I felt like, I don't know, so weird. So yeah, so she had, like, seen me naked for this beauty service that she provides while she was sleeping with my ex-boyfriend. So being like, oh, this girl used to fuck my current guy that she was seeing. My ex-boyfriend used to, like, fuck this girl who was me. So yeah, that's crazy. Going forward, I'm only gonna post maybe like my marriage proposal. Nobody's gonna know I have a boyfriend. yeah, that was probably like the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, I just thought I should share that story and just like watch out. And maybe she has TikTok, I don't know. She would have no idea that I know. But if you are seeing this, I do actually know. Yeah, and I do know. So yeah.
We're talking about the first and last time I ever snuck out. Now I know what you're thinking. Jamie, you're 20 years old. You only snuck out one time? What kind of life did you live? Like what were you doing as a teen? Like why was it only one time? Like why would you not sneak out again? Like why were you not living life to the fullest? I'll tell you what. This story doesn't even happen or take place whenever I'm like a teen. Like really whenever people would be sneaking out, okay? This goes back to when I was like 3rd grade? 2nd? 3rd? No, it was definitely 3rd grade. So, one day, me and my sister were home from school. It was like a Saturday or Sunday. It was a weekend. We didn't have school. My mom was sleeping, and me and my sister decided that it was going to be a great idea for us to leave, right? Now, we lived in like I can't speak. We rented a house, and it was like down like this end of a dirt road, and our landlord lived like catty corner of us, right? And he was like a state trooper, like nice people. Like literally, they had 2 little girls who were like a little bit younger than me, more like my sister's age, or the oldest one was, and then they had a baby. But the like oldest daughter we would always play with, right? So me and my sister sitting there, we're bored as hell, we're tired of watching our DVDs, our freaking Barbie movies, and we're like, what can we get into today? Well, we should have just stayed home because we were like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm tired of playing Barbies. So my sister, this was Allie's idea. She'll say it's not, but it literally was hers. Anyways, she decides that she wants to go play at our friend's house. I, obviously, being the amazing big sister that I am, have to follow her. Like, I can't let her go by herself, right? Like, who would I be? Follow behind, right? She's taking the lead, taking charge, and I follow, obviously, because I wanted to go have some fun. We're over there at our landlord's house. We're having a gay old happy time. Like, we're literally living it up. It's great. It's amazing. We're playing in the back, playing with Barbies. Literally everything we could have been doing at our house, we were doing it over there because it was more fun because it wasn't at our house, right? Having a great time. All of a sudden, immediately, I'm pooping my pants. I know exactly what is about to come through that door, and I'm scared. Now, I want you to all guess at what that was. If you guessed my mother awoken from her sleep to find her house empty as hell, you're correct. My mom had woken up, realized we ain't in the house, and decided she was going to come and find us. Now, she knew exactly where we were, but we were in trouble. Yeah, we were in trouble for leaving without letting her know. Yeah. So the landlord opens the door to find our mother, bedhead, like obviously still asleep probably, and belt in hand. Now, if you're from the South, or just from a family who would discipline you, you know how terrifying this image would probably be. Seeing your mother with a belt when she was literally just asleep 5 minutes ago, and she knows she wants to be asleep, but now you've woken her up, and she woke up to find you not in the room, and now she doesn't know where you're at, and you're not even in the house, so obviously now you're about to get your butt whooped. I'm literally sitting there, I'm crapping my pants. I've already said that, but I just want you to know how terrified I was. My mom's like, where are the girls at? And they're like, oh, they're in here, like they're playing, da-da-da-da-da. My mom's like, can you tell them to come here, please? No! They're like, hey, your mom's here. I know. I could hear. I heard her. You didn't have to let me know. I heard her. So my mom is like, we're going home now. Mind you, it's like right there. And she's like, we're going now. She's got the belt in one hand. I think she got maybe one swat in on me. I booked it. Booking it. I'm running fast. Y'all can call me Forrest Gump. I'm running. I was like Forrest Gump after his like leg braces came off. All I can hear behind me as I'm running is my sister's screams because she's too damn slow. She got caught up, and my mom had her by her arm, and she's whooping her. And low key, she was taking the brunt of both of us. Because by the time my mom got to the house, she was already tired. But honestly, that's what she gets because it was her idea. I was not about to get my butt whooped for something that she wanted to go do, and I had to follow her because I'm the big sister, and I would have gotten in trouble if she would have gone by herself. So obviously, I'm running. I ain't gonna get in trouble. I ain't getting my butt whooped. You're getting your butt whooped. You're getting your butt whooped for both of us because this was your idea. Next time, maybe you'll sit your butt home. Some might say I'm a bad sister for that. And you know what? I don't care. Maybe I am, but I don't care. her little idea. It was the first and the last time I ever snuck out. I did not sneak out anymore after that, and I definitely didn't sneak out as a teen. And that also credits to like my boyfriend, like me and my boyfriend. Like, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to parties. I didn't do anything because, like, why? Why would I? My boyfriend's not at the parties. Why am I going? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
To this day, I have mutuals who I went through this phase with, and it's so funny seeing each other. Hey, boom, it's 2019, the school year ends, and I come out as bi. Okay, so I came out to my bestie, bruh. I don't know if she remembers. This girl has seen me go through all of my phases. That's my... We're locked in. I end up moving from Idaho to Arizona. Crazy change, I know. That's where I started, like, experimenting. What? How do you say that? Experimenting? Oh my god, whatever. More. Because, you know, over there I was new. Nobody knew me. So it was, like, a fresh start, basically. I moved during the summer, so I was over there all summer. And girl, during the summer is when I was talking to a bunch of girls, like more than multiple girls at a time that I was dating, flirting with. Freaking, I had them all saying they love me, like, bruh. Now, I don't know why I was talking to so many girls at one time. I was honestly just experimenting, which is so bad, because why was I playing with girls' feelings? I'm sorry to all of the girls. I remember there was 2 specific ones that I didn't know who to pick from. But that sounds so bad, but I liked them both. So I started dating both of them, bruh. One of them was a long distance relationship or whatever. The other one kind of was too, but we were from the same state. I lived in Phoenix. She lived in Tucson. I think that's how you say it. So not too far of a distance like the other one. The other one was from, like, I don't even remember, to be honest, but miles away. Anyways, the one from Tucson ends up finding out about the other girl, like the one that was from a different state. And she confronts me about it. She was like, either you tell her or I'll tell her. Something like that. Honestly, I don't remember because it was a long time ago. My memory is really bad. I don't know why I have freaking short-term memory loss. I don't think I told the other girl that I was dating another girl too. And the one that was, like, from the same state as me, we were, like, wanting to meet or whatever, I think. But we never did because we were little. The school year starts. I go into a new school, and I remember having classes with this one girl. At first, I didn't think anything of her, like, I didn't like her or anything, until she started talking to me more, and that's when I kind of started, like, thinking I liked her. Again, I don't remember how, because my memory is so bad, but we started dating. I'm pretty sure she asked me through, like, Snapchat or something like that. We obviously would see each other at school every day. We only had, like, 1 class together, so we wouldn't be together all the time. Then we went into lockdown. It was when COVID happened, and we went into lockdown, and girl, when that happened, that girl would ghost me for, like, a week. Not reply to me, and I was like, what the hell? So we ended up breaking up, because what the heck? And then a couple months later, I don't know how, we got back together. She went over a couple of times to visit me. So she was, like, a little bit more serious. Also, I'm pretty sure most of the time we were dating, she was cheating on me. So there's my karma for playing a lot of girls. And then I think while we were still dating, I'm not sure if we were still dating or just talking, I ended up very randomly having to move back to Idaho because of an emergency. I remember she went to see me, like, a day before we were gonna leave, and we were just saying goodbye or whatever. What happened? Getting with my boyfriend, like, made me realize that I indeed do not like girls like that. I think girls are freaking beautiful goddesses, of course. But it just made me realize that I didn't like them that way. We've been together for 4 years, and we have a baby. And we live together, and we're a freaking family.
Shady ways people have acted once they found out that I have a little bit of a following. Okay, the first one is actually quite diabolical. A few months ago, one of my story times gotten viral, and I was talking about, like, a friend that, like, just did me wrong. And one of my friends reached out to me and really wanted to know who I was talking about, so I told her, like, duh, I'm not gonna, like, keep tea in, the fuck? Mind you, I thought this was a friend I could trust, okay? So she texted me and she's like, oh, who's this story about? I told her, right? So after I told her who it was about, she basically resent me that same video that she already asked, who's this video about? And she literally texted me again and she was like, you'll never guess who this video is about. She was gonna chismosea to somebody else and tell somebody else who my video was about and mistakenly text me. Like, really, bitch? Like, if you're gonna chismosea and, like, talk about it with somebody else, at least add me into that fucking group chat. And now I'll never know who she was trying to send that to. Like, who are you trying to send that to? Needless to say, we're not friends anymore. Because, like, why are you spreading my tea around town? No, thank you. Okay, the next one, I got my hair done from this, like, kind of famous stylist, like, in my area. And she knew that I had, like, somewhat of a TikTok following. So when we were planning the appointment, we settled on a price, right? And please tell me why, as soon as I got there, she wanted to change the price. A little bit of a backstory. A few weeks before I went into her, like, salon, I basically posted a video, like, trying to encourage others to, like, do content creation. And I shared how much I made in, like, 2 months. Which honestly I regret doing. Like, you should never share how much you make online, because a lot of people get jealous and like they spread that evil eye. But regardless, I sat in her chair, she did my hair, everything's cool, everything's chill. And then please tell me why she's like, oh, actually I would like to add like another $100 on top of the price. So, and I was like, oh, like, why is that? And then she just basically said, don't be cheap, like, you make this amount of money in 2 months. Basically using what I said to promote other people to do content creation against me. Like, and then she was just like, why are you negotiating? Like, why are you trying to be cheap? When literally all I asked was, why are you like bumping it up another $100? But like every single time I would ask her, like, why do you need to charge me an additional $100? She would not respond that. She would just be like, oh, because like, you know, like you make this amount of money in this amount of months. Okay, so you're charging me more because I make more money. Oh, okay. It would be reasonable if she said something like, oh, like it just took longer, it took more effort, it took more materials. But she was not saying any of that. She just kept on bringing up how much I used to make, which is actually very unprofessional. But whatever, I just paid her and now I know like I'm not going to her again.
You're with me when I talk about my first ever party I've ever been to in my entire life. Story time. Wait. So the first party I ever went to, I was 17, I think. Yeah. And it was at like the town over. It was their, okay, yeah. It was their prom after party. We were just showing up, and I went with my sister, my older sister, and her boyfriend. I went to my friend at the time's house, got ready there. I was shitting absolute bricks. Like, I was so nervous. I think I probably, like, nervous diarrhea probably 8 times. Really about to back out, I think, and all my friends were like, no, you can't, like, all my friends, there were 2 of them. They were like, no, you can't, like, we're already getting ready, we're looking cute, whatever. I was talking to this guy at the time, was his prom after party. Oh, cool, like, I'm gonna be there too, like. So we pull up to the party, and I'm wearing a Nike Tech. Guys, I'm wearing a Nike Tech. What the fuck was I thinking? Of course, I take it off. Maybe I had, like, cute clothes underneath it. I don't remember. I don't think they were cute. Well, I was looking chopped as fuck. Put it, like, behind this chair, because I also didn't know what to do, like, when people go to parties, like, what they do with their clothes. Spoiler, I ended up leaving it there. Never seen it again. We get there, and there was, like, these little fireball... Okay, wait. This is so embarrassing. But we get there, and we're like, okay, like, should we, like, drink? It was so stupid. We were so stupid. Yeah, like, let's do it. Or, like, let's like just try some. We didn't know anybody there also because this was not our city or not our town. And so we start picking up the fireball shooters from the ground. And they like all had like this much left in them. We started picking them up and putting them in my friend's bag. Yeah, I know. Just like wanted to just have them just in case. Don't ask me why. And it's like 11:15 and this is when I had like a curfew and my parents were like super strict on my curfew. So my sister and her boyfriend dropped us back off at my friend's house and we were just like not done. We were like, we need to go party even more. My friend at the time's parents were asleep. So she was like, oh yeah, like we can just like have them come here. And so we're like playing with the idea in our heads of like people that we know to come and like hang out here and we can like drink or backwash fireball fuck ass shooters. So I ended up chickening out because I was so terrified of getting in trouble or getting caught. And I was like, guys, I don't think we should do this. And so we didn't end up doing it. And we have yet to take a single sip of alcohol this whole entire night, right? Then we were like, okay, well, like maybe we should like still drink. And so we pulled out the backwash shooters, took off the ground, and they were like taking sips. This was my first ever sip of alcohol. I tried like, it was literally like this much. How fucking gross. I took a sip and I tried to be so cool. I was like, actually wasn't even that bad. I was like throwing up in my mouth. To that day, I still don't really like go out very much, but...
Am I the astronaut for wanting to go away for the weekend for Valentine's Day without my boyfriend's parents and daughter? I want to start by saying I'm a huge fan and I listen to your podcast literally all day when I'm at home and at work. So when this occurred, I had to write in and see if I was asked on one or not. Without further ado, here's the story. I, 32 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33 male, for 4 years this March. For background, I met my boyfriend when we were 10. We had shore houses down the street from each other, became friends, started dating when we were 14, and broke up at 16 due to the fact that we only saw each other 5 months out of the year and not being faithful on his end. Yeah. I don't hold any hard feelings due to the fact that we were so young. After the breakup, we stayed friends and moved on with our lives. Fast forward 12 years, we tried dating again and haven't looked back. So present day, we bought a house and his parents and 12-year-old daughter live with us. He has his daughter full time. I don't mind living with his parents or his daughter. These parents have basically been in my life since I was 10, and they are also friends with my parents. I also love his daughter to death and treat her as if she was my own. She's my little shadow. But the problem is, every time my boyfriend and I try to do something, just the two of us, his mother always has a problem with it. For example, last year for our anniversary, I just wanted to go out to an early dinner, just the two of us, and to go bowling. My boyfriend was 100% okay with it, but when he told his mom, she huffed and puffed and said, "Okay, I guess that's fine." So we left it at that. Right when we were about to walk out the door, his daughter asked where we were going. Mind you, she was 11 at that time and has become a homebody. Before my boyfriend could answer, his mother said, "They're going out to dinner without you because they don't want you to come." His daughter just smiled and said, "Finally, you guys get to go out on a date you two never do. Have fun. Can you bring me back Rita's on your way home?" For those who don't know, Rita's is a water ice place, kind of like ice cream. So with that, we obviously said yes to getting her Rita's and walked out the door while his mom mumbled things under her breath. Now, mind you, we do everything with his parents and daughter. Eat dinner together, go on vacation together, run errands, food shop, festivals, car meets, the mall, anything you can think of, we do together. It's extremely annoying sometimes, and I have told my boyfriend this, and it has somewhat gotten better. So this Valentine's Day falls on a Friday. We have a 3-day weekend due to being off for President's Day on that Monday. I wanted to book a weekend getaway to a bed and breakfast down by the beach, about an hour away from our house, just in case something happened at home. We won't be too far. I asked my boyfriend if we could, and of course he said yes. So we booked it for Saturday to Monday, so we could spend Valentine's Day with his daughter and do something fun with her so she doesn't feel like we don't want to spend time with her. But when we told his mom what the plan was, she freaked out. She started off by saying, "You have a daughter. You never do anything with her. It's always just you two doing things together." Then looked at me and started to say, "When you have kids, you can't just leave them when you have a kid at home and do whatever you want." Now, I'm the type of person to keep my mouth shut up to a point, but since this is my boyfriend's mom, I just walked away before I would say something that I would regret. My boyfriend always has my back, so when he saw me leave the room, he went off. He said, "What are you talking about? We do everything with her, you and Dad. Whenever we do anything just us, you have to always say something smart to ruin the night because she, as in me, feels like a horrible person. She does a hell of a lot more than my baby mama does for her own kid. She, me, takes my daughter everywhere with her, whether it's to run errands or go get lunch or just to have a girl's day. So that comment about when you have kids of your own is straight bull. And if you haven't noticed, my daughter is almost a teenager. I'm pretty sure if we had told her that she was coming with us, she would be annoyed because she can't hang with her friends." Valid point. I'm listening to this from the other room, and I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely proud of him for sticking up for me and for himself. He's a people pleaser, so sticking up for himself is a rare thing for him to do. His mother had nothing to say, so she just stayed quiet. Finally, my boyfriend ended it by saying, "We have been together for almost 4 years and have not gone away just the two of us for a weekend ever. So if us going away for a few days by ourselves makes us horrible people, then I guess we're going to hell." And he walked off. When he came upstairs, I asked him if he was okay, and he said yes and started apologizing for what his mom said, but I kept telling him he has nothing to apologize for, and we hugged, and I thanked him for sticking up for me. Since then, his mom has been cold toward me and made passive-aggressive comments about how she wanted to go away President's Weekend but can't because someone made other plans while looking at me. Starting to feel bad, and we just want to cancel the weekend so things can go back to normal. So I have to ask, am I the astronaut for wanting to go away for the weekend for Valentine's Day without my boyfriend's parents and daughter?
Thôi đến mai được không? Anh còn ở trên đây không? Tí hỏi anh ấy xem. Trước làm cái kia đang quấn, giờ quay lại quay cái này chán quá. Hà là ngang và cờ chi là dọc ạ.